Have you ever been told a principle about what it takes to get promoted and wondered if it was really true or maybe was only partially true? Have you ever wondered whether it was just this person's opinion and that if another person had a say, it might not matter at all? If you trust with 100% reliability any of the promotion advice you've received to this point, then please feel free to skip this episode and tune in next time. But if, like me, you sometimes wonder whether a lot of the promotion advice you've received, even things that sound quite logical or intuitive on their face, may actually not be entirely right, stay tuned. In today's episode of No More Illusions, we will reveal a common illusion about what it takes to get promoted that a lot of well-intentioned managers may have been sharing with you. We'll share how taking this advice to heart may actually delay your promotion and what you should do instead. Welcome to No More Illusions, the show that helps you see clearly so you can soar. I'm your host, Joe Kwon, the Connection Counselor. Today's illusion is promotions are only given to those who are performing at the next level already. I can't wait to talk about this illusion. It is such a pet peeve of mine, and I hear this all the time, and it's so seductive, it's so logical, and it just seems like such BS to me if I stop and think about it. Because what it ends up really doing is delaying you and making you think that you're not ready and that you have to do so much more in order to get ready. Now, let me be fair. I'm not saying the person who's telling you that is using a delay tactic. I don't know what they're doing, right? They may be, they may not be. They may just certainly think that this is true and have been told that already and are repeating that and not understand that this is actually an illusion. Let's pause for a second and think about this. We're all promoted into roles that we can't or haven't done yet. Otherwise, it's not really a promotion, right? It's more of like a lateral move, or sometimes it even feels like a demotion. A promotion is putting you into rarer air. It's requiring you to do things and learn things and know things on the job, just like the position you're in now did before you got to a proficiency level, to that level that made you feel confident to apply for the next level. Now, let's also think, if this advice is actually true, that you're getting promoted when you're actually doing the job at the next level, I would say your promotion is actually well overdue. Like, why weren't you promoted when you were doing it at the next level? The company has actually gotten your services for free for however long you were ready. Stop and think about the illogicality, is that even a word, of this maxim for a second. Just think about how damaging that is if you take this to heart and say, well, gosh, when am I going to be ready? I need to do so much more. I'll never be that good that I can do it. What it ends up doing is it slows your growth, hurts your motivation, and robs the company of your potential. I don't know what it's going to make you feel, but I felt that it can keep people unhappy and underutilized because it almost feels like the ring is always just out of reach, right? Like you think you're there, it's so close, and then it just gets yanked away at the very last second. Now, in previous episodes, I've shared my path to promotion framework, where it's the people who are picked by those in power and for whom any process is required or followed. Those are the people who get promoted. So you may be wondering, well, what if this is the requirement, right? What if the requirement, those processes are you have to be able to be doing or demonstrating that you're operating at the next level in order for you to get promoted. So it's basically like you have to be promoted without being promoted. Well, if that's the case, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, get out, because that's a harebrained way to run a business that is trying to thrive. And the problem with not thriving and delaying people's promotions and having sort of a nonsensical way of promoting people is it's not just the owners or shareholders who suffer, it's the employees as well. So, of course, I don't literally mean get out and quit. I would never tell anyone that, but really consider how this may not be the right place for you to stay in a long career where if this is the mentality or even worse, the requirement, that it's not just going to slow you down, it's going to slow everyone else down. It's not going to make sense. People aren't going to be motivated. And frankly, probably the people who are getting promoted are getting promoted through a different channel. So you really need to seriously consider it's not just about getting promoted at the speed you want or being upset that someone else got promoted. I think what's more important actually is the overall approach or framework or mentality to promotion that exists at the company and whether that matches your long-term professional goals and will help you grow or will actually shrink your growth as a professional and hurt your potential. Now, I don't appreciate managers giving you poor advice on what it takes. And if someone does give you that advice, well, I like to assume that they're doing it for good purposes. I try to be professional and appreciate what they're giving, but for my own sake, in terms of how I process this and use this, I totally ignore that sort of advice. And I hope you would too if it's advice that's not actually going to help you get promoted. So the illusion today, again, is promotions are only given to those who are performing at the next level. You'll commonly hear something saying that in order to get promoted, you must already be showing your ability to perform at the next level. I don't think that's right. I'm just going to go out and say that is totally not right. The reality is promotions are actually happening based on the path to promotion framework where you're getting picked by the people with the power and the requirements to get promoted are being followed. And if that's one of the requirements, I would question the wisdom of how that organization is working. Resist any urge to accept promotion advice, even from those on your side or who you admire, at face value. Always weigh it against whether it advances your path to promotion. If you're enjoying the show, I hope you'll follow us on Spotify because it really does help more people discover us. No matter what anyone else tells you, all promotions have one thing in common. They require the people with the power to pick you and follow any required processes. To find out more about what it really takes to get promoted, visit the No More Illusions website at nomoreillusions.lovable.app, where you'll find resources including Path to Promotion, my self-paced online course for anyone whose advancement has stalled and they're not sure why. Also, the first chapter or the first module of the course is actually free, so you can very easily get a preview of what the course is like and decide if it's something for you or not. If you want to talk a little bit more about promotion, I'd love to hear from you. Just email me at joe@connectioncounselor.com. Thanks for listening to No More Illusions. I'm Joe Kwon, the Connection Counselor. Take care and remember, clarity reveals, illusion steals.